Right, got a few people ask me what I have in my tackle box. I don't sort of really have a tackle box as such. I have sort of a bag and a little Ridge Monkey compartment thing that goes in one of their little small buckets. I don't keep it in the bucket. I just keep it in my Fox bag. Everything more or less goes in the Fox carry-all really. That is it. But yeah, so this is sort of divided up into sort of like sharpening stuff, Swiss files and pens and stones and other sharpening devices. This is the one I use when I just want to sort of bait up. Basically, it's just got everything in it: floss, scissors, baiting needles, and a lighter. I generally carry two things, to be perfectly honest with you. That's because for some reason when I put everything down, I can't find it again. So I just, instead of shuffling around looking for it, I'm just going to pick up the second one. The other one's full of other sort of little bits of weird pieces and things I occasionally use. I've got my penknife there. I've sort of got string of needles and knot tying things and all sorts of other bit more spare floss, things like that. The floss lives in there. And then the main sort of other tackle bag is just this really. I try and keep as little stuff in there as possible really. Yeah, there's me hooking materials going there. I just got well, we're only allowed to use fluoro mono, so that just sort of limits me to what I can use. So I've got those two. I've got some leaders and things. I just stocked up a load more stuff from Hobo Armour. That goes in there. I've got my little gas bottles for the Mozzie thing, just in case. But in general, 9 times out of 10, if I can actually just open this up without spilling it everywhere, I keep all my rig making bits and bobs literally in here. I'm not going to open it because I know exactly what will happen to do. I spill everything and everywhere. So I might actually do that, flip that over, put that on there. So yeah, literally, micro hook bays, I just keep them all stacked in there. Rig rubbers, quick change links, everything all sort of lives in there. I mostly use running rigs these days. I've got some shrink tubing. I've got my hooks are all in there. Most stuff sort of just I've got some giant beads just in case I run into a problem with the marker float. I've got one box with just a little pair of tweezers because I can never pick anything up, so I just use those. And yeah, most of my stuff just sits in there, and that is, to be honest with you, that is my tackle box. To be honest with you, most of the stuff in here, I've done it before, but I just sort of just end up overloading it. Really, I could just carry that around and then put those two things in here, and then make up my rigs. Even as I say, hooks and everything up there, I try and stay as light as possible. And try not to carry too much stuff at all. A littlest I can get away from, is better. Really, I keep seeing fish showing as well, which is quite good. Regrettably, nowhere near up at my bait, which is always frustrating. But yeah, that is sort of that just stays in the carry-all the time. Just lets I have to make up a rig, and I've got a thing with about 2 rigs made up. To be perfectly honest with you, I make up the Ronnie side of my rig in these little containers here, and I just literally keep that little bit. You can't really see it very well in there. See if I can open it. There you go. Yeah, I just keep that in there already made up. Then I tie it to the tie it to whatever I want to tie it to, which, say, unfortunately with the rules and regs on this lake now, is generally the same thing. Some Hobo Armour fluorocarbon or the chod link. I just, and sometimes I sort of make a hinge on the end of it. It looks a bit sort of crude sometimes, but regretfully, that's all we're allowed to use on here. I'd much rather use a bit of braided hook link. Really, there's a much better hinge, but we're not allowed to use that anymore. So rules is rules, and we've got to stick with those because we get rig checks. So we've got to be good boys. That is it. That is my tackle box. Not a lot at all, as I said. If it doesn't fit in my little Fox carry-all, it doesn't come with me. Everything goes in there whatsoever. If that's a bit helpful, just never know.